If you keep thinking that you need money, then you will keep attracting needing money. You have to find a way of being happy now, of feeling good now, of being in joy now, without the money, because those great feelings are what attracts money.
Sometimes I say, imagine that you are financially independent. You're independently wealthy, and you're only doing your current job as a courtesy to your boss and to keep yourself busy during the day. But basically, you're an extremely wealthy person. You've inherited an enormous amount of money from some source. How would you behave if you were already the wealthy person that you desire to be? Many people don't realize that if you behave like a poor person, there's an old saying that poor folks have poor ways. If you behave like a poor person, you'll always be poor. If you dress like a bum, if you have a messy home or apartment, if your car is dirty with junk in the back seat, that's how poor people live. And what happens is you're surrounding yourself with the image of being poor. And you cannot change your outer world until you change your inner world.
We know everything's here. Nothing's created or destroyed. Everything's energy. What we've got to do is get on the frequency. We've got to match the frequency. That means that you've got to get vibrating, you do, on the same frequency of the good that you desire. You literally fall in love with the idea of what you want. If you hold that idea in your mind, you will start moving toward it, and it'll start moving toward you. I remember only one time you said, when you set a goal and you start to move towards it, it'll start to move towards you. I thought, how in hell could that happen? Well, it happens because you're on the same frequency. Everything on that frequency is going to come into your life.
Talk to yourself positively about the person that you want to be and the things that you want to have. When you see a beautiful car, you say, I drive a car like that pretty soon. When you see beautiful clothes, you say, oh, those are the kind of clothes I wear. When you see beautiful homes, you say, I'm going to live in a house like that. Just keep talking to yourself about the things that you want to have and the person that you want to be. And each time you do, you're reprogramming. And your subconscious mind is accepting your new commands and is working 24 hours a day to bring them into your life.
Money doesn't bring happiness, but happiness brings money. And it's such a simple concept that a lot of people don't apply to their life. And there is evidence in the physical, real world and science that backs this. There's different research studies that talk about when waiters or people in the service industry are happy. Someone is carrying your luggage, someone who is bringing you food, someone who's your waiter, and they are joyful, smiling, and bringing joy to your life. They're happy, they get tipped more. It happens.
Yeah, of course.
You're gonna get bigger tips when you're kind, happy, and joyful. It happens. If you are negative and mean and late and slow and frustrated, the customer will not reward you by treating them poorer.
Oh my God, that is a brilliant example.
First, at the top of the list, it is that it never occurs to them to become wealthy. The average person has grown up in a family where he's never met or known anyone who is wealthy. He goes to school, socializes with people who are not wealthy. Birds of a feather flock together. He works with people who are not wealthy. He has a reference group or a social circle outside of work who are not wealthy. And he has no role models who are wealthy. Now, if this has happened to you throughout your formative years, up to the age of 20 or so, you can actually grow up and become a fully mature adult in our society, and it may never occur to you that it's just as possible for you to become wealthy as for anyone else. So the first reason why people don't become wealthy is because it never occurs to them that it is possible for them. And of course, if it never occurs to them, then they never take any of the steps necessary to make it a reality.
People think they don't deserve it. Like, for example, there is all the money that everybody needs and wants waiting there for them. And there's only one reason it's not in their lives, and that's because they're stopping it from coming into their lives.
Really?
Oh yeah.
How are we stopping it?
By thinking we don't have enough.
Right.
By thinking we don't have enough, by thinking we don't deserve it, by maybe being programmed the way you were, that my family didn't have very much, I'm destined, to not have very much, kind of born on the wrong side of the tracks kind of thing.
Did you know the thoughts you think dictate the vibration you're in? When you think negative thoughts, I don't care what it's about. You could be picking out, figure out what's wrong with someone, what's wrong with the weather, what's wrong with the town or other people. You are putting yourself in a bad vibration. And when you get in a bad vibration, you know what you're going to attract? You're going to attract equal an amount of like energy. That's right. See, it's the vibration we're in that dictates what we do. It's the vibration we're in that dictates how we feel. Feeling is a word we invented to describe our conscious awareness of the vibration we're in. And it's our thoughts that control our vibration.
It's about the Japanese art around money. And when I had him on the show, it really helped me fortify my abundance mindset around money. And he said, when money comes to me, I don't care if it's a penny or $1 million or anywhere in between, I say thank you to that money. Thank you to the dollar, thank you to the $20, thank you to the money I found in the streets, thank you to the $1 million check, thank you.
Yeah.
And I say, thank you, where do you want to go? And it says, where do you want to go now? Do you want to go to my bank account and sit there for a while? Do you want to go into the stock market? Do you want to go into this business deal? Should I give this to someone for free? Like, where do you want to go? And he says, and when we look at it as energy and as abundance, and we are appreciating it, it appreciates in value.
It does.
I mean, we don't hold on to it, but we say, where do you want to go? Because I know more is coming to me.
Oh, I'm gonna use that.
Energy attracts like energy. Now, what kind of a vibration are you in? What kind of a frequency are you operating on? Now, I really want you to play with this. I want you to think about it, because you can do anything you want. I want you to make a decision to become one with what you want, and quit listening to people that tell you why you can't get it. Are you daydreaming? Are you crazy? You got to be logical. You got to be realistic. No, you don't. You do not. The Wright brothers were not realistic. Edmund Hillary went to top of Mount Everest, the first guy that did it. He wasn't being realistic. Edison that illuminated the whole world, he wasn't being realistic. Listen, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand, and that's what we're talking about.
Prosperity is your birthright. And here are 4 simple rules to manifest money. Number 1, each day, think more thoughts of abundance than thoughts of lack of money. Number 2, be happy now without the money, which is probably one of the hardest things for people when they feel like they're stressed, not with money. Be happy now without the money. Number 3, be truly grateful for everything you have now. Not frustrated for what you're lacking, but be grateful for what you have now. And 4, give the best of yourself to others.
To remember that they're the creators of their lives instead of the victim of their lives, right? So the victim is saying, I'm feeling this way because that person or that circumstance, or I don't have any money, is causing me to feel this way. That's my relationship with money. What that really means is I'm using my lack to reaffirm my dependency, my addiction, my conditioning. That's my relationship with money, is that I put my attention on money because I don't have it. So their relationship with money is, of course, built on lack. And so when they don't have it, they feel bad. And what they're really saying is, my outer environment, my reality is actually controlling the way I feel and the way I think. So Lewis, why are you in a good mood today? Things are going good. Why in a bad mood? Things are going bad today. So this unconscious program of victimization is saying that we're allowing our environment to influence the way we feel and the way we think. Isn't that what victimization is? And the stronger the emotion we have to our lack, the more we put our attention on the fact that we don't have it.
What's happening? You think on frequencies. Now this has to do with goals. When you set a goal, you have to flip your brain onto the frequency that the good that you desire or that you need for that goal is there. So most people don't make the decision because they don't know how to get it. You don't have to know how to get it. That's why von Braun said when Kennedy asked him how to get to the moon, the will to do it. You're going to make the decision. You don't make the decision when you've got enough money or when you've got all the resources. You make the decision. When you make the decision, you flip your brain onto a higher frequency, and then you're on the frequency, you begin to attract everything on that frequency. That's where the law of attraction comes in. See, the secret brought out the law of attraction, but it didn't explain it. None of them explained it. I didn't even explain it. I didn't get the time. Most people don't even understand it. You can only attract according to the frequency that you're operating on. Attraction is a secondary law. The primary law is the law of vibration. That's a primary law of the universe.
To believe that we only get money through our job, if you believe that that's the only way you're going to get money, that's the only way that you're going to get money. But you can get money from unbelievable, unlimited different ways.
Yes.
And so you start to open up your mind that money can come from anywhere, everywhere, right? And that so money can come into your life. So straight away you open up, because law of attraction can only do what you believe. And so if you believe you only get money from your job, you see what we do? We are unlimited beings, and we limit ourselves down to nothing. We are unlimited. The world and all of its riches and joys is all of ours. And so, but we, through our beliefs, for this reason, I don't deserve it. I don't deserve it because I didn't work hard enough. I need to work harder to get this, or I need to suffer. I know that people, have money, they had to suffer. So we have all of these limitations that we impose on this unlimited being that we are.
You say money's not everything. I never said it was. But I'm going to tell you something that's very important. Now think of this. You're a mass of energy, and you function on frequency, okay? Now look at this. I'm going to show you something else. See this? This is energy too. If you get on the frequency this is on, you can't stop it coming. What did he say in here? He said when the money starts coming, it'll come so fast and furious, you're going to wonder where it was hiding through all the lean years. And he's right. Most people don't understand that. They do not understand. They think you've got to go to work. You just got to work a little harder. Get out there, put in more hours.
And this is a game changer when it comes to money, because I didn't feel like I had skills in order to make money. I didn't think I had a hireable opportunity because I didn't feel smart from school. So I had a program and a belief.
Yeah.
Who's going to hire me? How could I ever make any money? I don't have any skills that could make money. That was the belief, the program.
Yep.
And then I just started saying, I'm going to be happy and let that energy spread to whoever is around me.
Yeah.
And money started to come my way. And it is a game changer. People want to reward you. They want to pay you. They want to give you more when you are happy.
Yeah, and they want to help you too.
They
right?
want you to win.
Yeah.
They want you to succeed because you're bringing something into their life that they want more of.
Mm-hmm.
Very simply this, money is the equivalent of energy. So you can buy energy with your cash. And the significance about that is if you're frugal and take care of your money and keep a balance, then you always have this energy in your bank account, energy in which you can live. However, obviously, if you waste this energy, then you actually interfere with your own survival. So you don't really want to go out and just throw away your money.
At first, it was like, hold on to your money, hold on to it, right? It's like, that's like the thing. You can get your money, hold on to it. And it's like, I remember when I got my first advance check for $15,000. And I took my girlfriend to get ice cream, and it went down to $14,970.
You're like, oh, it's going away.
Yeah, it's like you felt it, and like that. The reason that it felt like that is because that's not in alignment with how it should be.
I would also say, if you're somebody who's afraid of losing it all, imagine losing it all. Like, go to the dark place, because what we have found is that the fear of losing money, it takes place, that fear sort of bubbles up in the same place as like physical pain in the brain. And what do we want more than anything when we experience physical pain? We want a solution. We want to fix it. So I often say when people are like sort of just living in this cloud of fear, like what if? It's like, no, let's actually make it really urgent. Like, what if tomorrow you did lose your job? What if tomorrow you did make a bad investment and it wiped out your savings? Go there. Imagine what you would do in that moment. Who would you call? What would you stop spending your money on? Where would you allocate the resources? And rather than making it a hypothetical, this is your roadmap. This is your plan of action. This is what you need to do today.
Think about people who have relationships with money, right, from the past. All beliefs are based on past experiences. So you have an experience where you lose money, you have an experience where money's taken away from you, you have an experience where you don't have enough, you're living in a place where there's not enough money, or a family that's not enough money. Then the emotion that most people are living by on a moment-to-moment basis is lack. Like, I'm in lack of having something that I want, okay?
All we have to do is get on to the frequency of the good that we desire. When we do this, it starts to flow to us.
What's the best affirmation to attract big money fast? I would say big money is here now. Big money is here now. Because it has to be here now, right?
The law of vibration decrees, everything moves, nothing rests. Well, when you think, you put you onto a frequency. You can only attract what's on that frequency. You think about a person a lot, just concentrate on that person will phone you, or you'll bump into them on the street. Because you're
thinking about it, yeah.
The law of attraction takes over. You could attract to you what you're in harmony with. Well, when you set goals, you got to see yourself already there. That's called a mindset. A lot of people talk about mindset, they don't understand what it is. They set their mind on the frequency that they have to be in to attract what they have to attract. And that's how the goal moves into form. You get emotionally involved, you're so intellectually and emotionally involved. The only problem is you don't have it on a physical plane yet, but it will manifest in time. We just don't know what the time is. So you're guessing at the time you reach your goal.
Right.
Everything is in motion. Everything vibrates. Everything is constantly moving. The only reason why I can sit on this couch is because my atoms are interacting with the couch in a certain vibration whereby I'm not going to go right through it. But the reason you can interact with the air and it doesn't feel dense, right, or you can kind of go through it, my atoms are interacting with it because they're vibrating at a different frequency. Vibrational frequency is real. And you have to start studying, in my opinion, without going too deep down the rabbit hole, on how vibrational frequency impacts reality. Energy is frequency, and frequency is vibration, because everything vibrates. So to increase your vibrational state, you need to do things that increase your vibration. So who you spend your time with, who you share your energy with.
I don't want to mix with people that are talking bad times, hard times, that are, into bad energy. The people you surround yourself with have a lot to do with the vibration you're in. You want to be consciously aware of the energy in the environment you're in. It's very important. And you want to stay in a very good vibration. When you're in a good vibration, good ideas flow into your mind. You'll see a better way of doing whatever you're doing. You'll improve whatever you're doing. And that's really what you want. You want to get magnificent results. Make good things happen. Control your vibration. Control the flow. There's an energy flowing to and through you. And when it flows into your consciousness, it has no form. Our thinking gives it form. And as we internalize it, it controls the vibration the body's in. Keep the body in a good vibration and you're going to be working the way you want to work, doing the things you want to do. Keep yourself in a high vibration.
Once you start opening your heart, it begins to move into coherence. It begins to produce a measurable magnetic field up to 3 meters wide. Now that's frequency, that's energy. And all that energy, that frequency carries information, carries an intent. So then when you're feeling gratitude and your heart is open, you're broadcasting energy into the field. Now, frequency. You lay the intent of the thought of your health or your wealth. That frequency can carry the thought of your wealth. It can carry the thought of your health. If you're suffering, suffering does not carry, that energy does not carry the thought of your wealth. It carries a different set of thought.
When you're not feeling good, you are naturally just going to attract bad stuff to you. What is feeling? Feeling, conscious awareness, how you feel, is conscious awareness of the vibration you're in. And if you are not feeling good, you are in a bad vibration. Do you know that wham, just like that, you can change the vibration? This body you're living in is a molecular structure, and it's in a very high speed of vibration. Everything vibrates, nothing rests. People that are feeling good are in a good vibration. You can put yourself in a good vibration in a heartbeat.
Everything in the entire universe is energy. Money is energy, thoughts are energy, wealth is a certain vibration, being poor is a different vibration. So to get to where we want to go, each one of these is a different frequency level or state of consciousness. So let's say this next one is 75K, 250K, next one after that is 500K, and way up there is $1 million. So we've got to get here. And we do this by changing our frequency. That is the entire key of how hypnosis works to bring money into your life, is by changing your frequency.